Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome everyone here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, and we are live on KCAA Radio Network, and we are covering over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles. You can find us on your favorite streaming channels, and we are also available on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. You just need to subscribe to Building Solid Foundations. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Wade, and I am excited to be here today with you. We're here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m., so make sure you mark your calendar with our show. And today, I've got an amazing guest for you. And he's been my connection for many years, and he's an incredible business professional that I know. I mean, he is a business leader in the community, and he has brought a lot of people together for networking, for, just really learning everything about business. And not only that, he also has a company that helps the foster care for foster kids, in terms of educating them. So I want to introduce you to Manny Lopez, who is the one that helps create and enhance speakers, coaches, authors, and consultants with strategic PR opportunities and dynamic systems of automation. He is a husband and a father of 3. He devotes his time to creating a lifestyle of being too blessed to be stressed, while creating opportunities for the network of over 30,000 business professionals worldwide. So that is an incredible resume. So let's go ahead and welcome Manny Lopez. Hi, Manny.
Excited to be here. Let's get this party started, Marie.
Yeah, so Manny, oh my gosh, you have done so many things in life. And so I wanted to really start from the beginning with you because I'm really curious about your background. So
Sure.
Can you tell us how it all began with you? I mean, I know you have a family and everything, but in terms of the business, how did it all start?
So I guess the itch to entrepreneurship started way back in like 2009. I was 2 years in to working at this company where my whole goal was advancement. Wanted to be a manager. Never got to be a manager any job that I had. And I had this mentor at the time. His name is Gail. And he was a manager. He was already where I wanted to be. So I wanted to learn from him and follow in his footsteps to getting to where he was at. And he took me under his wing, and we worked together for years on trying to accomplish that goal. And there came a time where that goal was right within reach. And it was kind of pulled out of the rug for me, and I didn't get that opportunity. I was very discouraged. He sits me down and he tells me something that completely just changed my life. He says, Manny, you need to stop waiting for permission to build someone else's dream. It's time to build your own. And he said, you should be an entrepreneur. You should be a CEO of your own company. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Gail? They won't even let me be a manager here, but I'm supposed to be able to run my own company. Like, what are you talking about? And he shows me this video of this motivational speaker. Might have known him. His name is Les Brown.
Oh yeah, we know him.
Video, yeah. He shows me this video of Les Brown speaking at the Georgia Dome to like 80,000 people. And I'm thinking he's just trying to motivate me to get excited about this idea. And I'm like, Gail, I don't need another motivational video, right? I'm not really feeling in that kind of mode right now. He goes, no. I want you to see this guy as an example. Because I always told him, coming from foster care and having challenges in school and all these things that I always used as my crutch to why I couldn't be successful. He goes, look at this guy. He was a foster kid just like you. He was adopted like you, had challenges in school just like you. But look at him. He's out there building his own dream, inspiring millions to go build their own. And at that point, it was like a light bulb moment where I'm like, maybe it is possible for me. And 2 years later, I ended up building my own dream. I started my own company and became an entrepreneur and started bringing other mentors around me that I could learn from. And, kind of the rest is history. That was my big spark where I decided, you know what? It is possible for me to go build my own dream.
That is amazing. Now, you mentioned you were a foster kid. I don't want to go in depth on that, but what can you just share, like the high level part of that experience with you?
Well, I mean, I was left in a car at around 18 months old, and me and my sister ended up in foster care for many years. We ended up being adopted, went back into foster care in my teens for a very short stint, but it was a big thing for me because it really decided and defined my purpose, right?
Okay.
Nowadays, I have this program called From Orphan to CEO where we teach kids in foster care how to find mentors, how to start their own business, kind of trying to duplicate what happened with me and Les Brown. If I could show other kids in foster care that it is possible to build your own dream and you're not forgotten, right? That's a big component of everything I do today, right? If I speak at an event, I want to mention that. If I'm interviewed on a show, I want to mention that. I want to talk to kids that are in foster care because 2 out of 3 of these kids that age out, meaning they don't get adopted, within just 1 year are either dead, homeless, or in jail. I want to fix that problem. And that's why my program is really geared to speak to those kids.
Okay. And how many kids do you have right now that is involved with your company?
Well, in my school, we've got over 38,000 global users. Now, I don't know how many of them are in foster care, aged out, but our whole focus is to speak to those kids. And I've got my own show around that. I've created a different idea around the platform. I even did a TEDx talk about the concept where we took this idea of saying, what if we used gamification, where
Mhm.
it's rewarding them, and combine that with education. The idea came from my kid who plays this game called Fortnite, and they earn these things called V-Bucks in the game just by playing the game. And I said, what if we took that same concept and idea and combine that with education around mentorship and entrepreneurship, where these students can learn from people who are active in the industries they teach, right? Everything that I've learned as an entrepreneur has been from somebody that's an active entrepreneur. They've walked the walk. They've gone down that road and accomplished the things that I've wanted to accomplish. And we said, why not take that same idea and put that into some type of school, which is what I ended up creating. It's completely free to our students. We're active in over 80 countries, and we've now served over 38,000 students globally.
Wow. Now, do you connect with the foster facilities where, they are able to access your program?
Well, that's the hard part. That's what I figured out when I first decided to go on this journey back in 2017 was,
Mhm.
hey, it should be pretty easy to just reach out to the foster care agencies and they're just going to provide the students directly to our platform. But there's that barrier of saying, hey, you can't just reach to these kids directly. So a lot of what we do is we find nonprofits that are already serving these industries and these kids and say, hey, here's a resource that you guys can access. I've even gone to reach out to schools as well. One of the events that I put on, we bust in kids from a local school to say, hey, come experience what we're putting together. And I would host events in like places like Antelope Valley, which is the #1 hotbed for kids in foster care. So a lot of it is finding nonprofits that are already serving these students and these kids and saying, hey, here's a resource you guys can access completely free to them. They can even earn scholarships and even get funding to go into certain industries where I have companies that will say, hey, we'll put these kids through school. We'll finance, their education to get them into these industries. So a lot of it is finding partners and organizations that are already serving these kids and showing them the resources that we have.
Okay. Are those kids, did they try to reach out to you or see you in person?
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, we've had a lot of our students that we've even interviewed at our events and said, hey, here's an example. Here's their story. Here's their journey. And, I've even mentored these kids personally. So The process is pretty simple. Like at our school, they can stay completely anonymous because we found out that a lot of these kids come from like sex trafficking, right? 60% of the sex trafficking victims in the United States come from foster care. So there's a huge component into that where these kids don't want to have their names out there. So we don't market to these kids. We don't reach out to them directly. We allow them to stay anonymous. And then we just give them access to say, hey, if you want to reach out to any of these contributors, here's how to do that. So they can have access to our events. They can come out to us and meet us in person. They can reach out to us via email and phone, but we don't reach out to them. So it's a way where it's kind of like an online library. Say, hey guys, you can access all of these resources, all of this education completely free to you. And if you want access to get more help or mentorship, here's how to do that.
Okay. Was there any situation where a student actually gave a testimony in regards to how it benefited them?
Oh, yes. One of my favorite ones is a guy by the name of Fernie, and I'm still connected with him online as well. He came out to one of our events as a photographer, and he just kind of donates his time. He just loves the industry. And as he was doing photography at one of our events, he kind of heard the concept of what we're putting together. He's like, man, I would love to be one of the students in this. So I took him under my wing, and he wanted to be a speaker. He's like, I've always wanted to share my story. And through our network, within 2 months, we got him paid gigs as a photographer. We got him a paid speaking opportunity. His whole family was flown out across the country to go speak at this event. So he was just checking off boxes that for years, he would pay people to mentor and coach him. And he's like, you're providing all of this and I didn't have to pay you a thing to do this? Like, it was mind blowing to him. And he made it a video testimonial. Then we've had some students that have, been in kind of the entertainment industry, wanted to go and do music. And we were able to get them connected to Grammy award-winning and nominated artists for them to work under. So it's access, right? We already have a large network of entrepreneurs and people in the entertainment space, and we just make connections, right? It's not that difficult to open up doors of opportunity when these kids are hungry to go after it.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, Manny, that is an incredible story. So we're going to go take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Don't go away, you guys. Stay with us and we will be back with Manny Lopez.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
The worst thing a homeowner can do is be without a good set of tools. Don't find yourself caught without the right tools. The Real Men of Real Estate's Ultimate Utility Bag ensures you're equipped for any DIY task. With high-quality essentials like a hammer, measuring tape, multi-tool, and Exactac picture hanging tool housed in a sturdy bag, you'll be ready for anything. It's not a good feeling when you have to stop right in the middle of a project because you didn't have that tool that you should have had in the first place. Introducing the Real Men of Real Estate's Ultimate Utility Bag from Caliber 8. This ultimate all-around-the-house tool bag includes essentials like a non-slip grip 16-ounce claw hammer with a nail starter, which is perfect for keeping your fingers safe from getting smashed, a durable 16-foot measuring tape, which is a must in any toolkit, the Caliber 8 Multi-Max Pocket Tool, which features a 6-inch locking-style adjustable pocket wrench, 5-position wrench, 2 Phillips, and 1 flathead screwdriver, a durable stainless steel pocket knife, can and bottle opener, saw blade, an LED flashlight so you don't have to get caught in the dark. A compact toolkit small enough to fit in your glove compartment or your kitchen drawer, with a utility knife, 2 Phillips and flathead precision screwdrivers, a mini socket set, a box of wood and machine screws, needle nose pliers, wire cutters, and a driver set with flathead Phillips and Torx style bits, and the Exactac picture hanging tool, which makes picture hanging easy with no measuring required or stray holes to deal with. With everything you need conveniently packed in one sturdy bag, you'll be ready for any DIY task. Call area code 619-453-4664 or visit realmenofrealestate.com.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Wade, and we have our guest, Manny Lopez, who is an amazing business leader and who's helping foster kids with their education. Anyway, Manny, that is so cool that you are doing this for a lot of the foster care kids. And so with the business that you have right now, you have brought a lot of business professionals together also, because I've attended some of your events, your networking, and it's the name of your company is called Manifestation. Am I correct?
Well, the kind of the brand around it, Manifestation is our school. Network of Influence is kind of the business side of things. It's where we kind of have like a referral networking group. And really it just became existing because of my clients. Like back in 2017, when I created the From Orphan to CEO project, it was an idea that came through somebody speaking at an event in Vegas. It said, you know, every company can create a Tom Shoes business model. Now, if you're familiar with Tom Shoes, it's a shoe company that gives away a pair of shoes every time somebody buys a pair of shoes. And I'm like, well, that's genius. Why not create a program in my company where every time I bring in a client, I can create more resources for my From Orphan to CEO project. Like, we're not a nonprofit. We're not a company that takes in no revenue for From Orphan to CEO. It's just something I fund out of pocket. And so with Network of Influence, you know, I've had over 1,000 clients that have hired me for consulting and marketing over the years since 2011 when I started my business. And I just started saying, hey, what if I just took my favorite clients and just had them network with each other, created events where you guys can collaborate and connect with each other. And that's where Network of Influence was born. So every time I bring somebody into this agency where we're promoting them to our community, now at the same time, I'm bringing resources and education to my students. It's an easy win-win.
Yeah, I love it, actually, your format of networking, because, you know, I've met so many amazing people in your group, and I see the value. I mean, you're also an amazing host too at the same time. I mean, you make us laugh, and then you bring all these amazing people in regards to the value of their business. And how do you go through the process of selecting them?
That's the fun part. So everybody that gets on my stages, they have to speak to me directly, and they have to prove they have measurable results. I don't allow people to sell on my stages. So when they come to my events, that's a really easy filter, is finding people that are willing to serve first, right? I have this concept of serving your way to success. So they have to give value. They have to give away services and things to our network to bring people into what they do. So it makes this whole structure of them serving first, giving value, and creating real meaningful relationships. And that's been one of the best ways that I bring people to my group, is they first have to prove results. Hey, you got to have at least X amount of success stories. You got to be business X amount of years. They have to prove to me that they have a process that gets measurable results. And they got to be specialists. They can't be like, oh, I can work with any business and I can talk about anything in business. I'm like, nah, you got to have a specialty. So everybody that comes into my events that's featured, there's something specific they're being featured about. They have an audience that they can serve. I call it the art of business: audience, results, time frame. They got to get specific on those, on the audience they serve, what measurable results they can get for that audience, and the time it takes for them to get results. Once they do that, then it makes it really easy for them to get referrals through my network, because now people say, oh, I'm the audience that they serve. I want the results they get for their clients. You can do it in that amount of time and you can prove it. Yes, right? So it makes it really easy. And I have this like text-in keyword format. So instead of them having to talk pricing or give out any special deals at my events, all they do is say, hey, if you're this audience, you want this results, here's a keyword to text into, and you can start seeing how we get those results. It's all broken down in the process.
Yeah, I love that process you have where you text the word, and then all of a sudden, you know, you get a response right away, and you get gifts too at the same time.
So make them give 2 gifts. Like, you have to have a gift that goes out to everybody at the event, something digital, like an ebook, a video, workbook, something like that. And then I make them give a second gift, which is something where they get direct access with you. Usually I pick one winner live at that event. And that way the people that text in are saying, hey, that's a good fit for me. I would like to work with that person. And then after the event, I send them the contact info so that way they can actually follow up, build relationships, schedule calls, and that's where the business happens.
So if somebody's listening right now and they wanted to figure out how they can join your network, what's the best way that they can do that?
Well, ideally, first, I would love to have a conversation with them. So if they were to look at this number right here, 833-404-4491, if they text in the keyword apply, it's going to send them a little link that will let them check off all the different categories that they have experience that they could speak or they can teach on. From there, it'll have them go right into a calendar call with me, one-on-one. We're not in like a group setting. I'm not going to send you to some recorded webinar. You're going to have a conversation directly with me. And then we'll have a conversation about it. We'll say, all right, tell me about your results. Tell me about your success stories. Tell me about the process you could speak or teach on. And then I have events happening every single month. I've been doing this consistently for about 6 years now, where we're producing events every month. There's a members only event they can access. There's a public event they can access. And then if it fits well, I can feature them at my events and we can bring them referrals just by them speaking about their process.
Okay. And what is the number again that you mentioned earlier?
833-404-4491. You just text the keyword apply and it'll send them a text message right back and we can start the conversation.
Okay, that is so cool. So for you out there, if you're listening, make sure you connect with Manny and dial that number and text the word apply, and you'll be able to join us in his networking events. And it's a once a month. Is it a once a month or is it how many times?
Every month. Yeah, every month we do a public event. So if people are just like, hey, I want to see how this network is, because we do breakout sessions, it's speed networking. Mm-hmm. So it's not just me interviewing people or people talking about their business. You get to talk about your business to our members. So every hour we're doing at least one breakout session where you get to go table to table, you get to go put it in little groups, and you get to actually share what you're working on and ask for referrals. So you get to meet the people in the community. And it's always completely free as long as you're invited. So it's an invite-only event. You can be part of Marie's community and say, hey, Marie, I saw you on her show, and we'll give you a ticket to join the event. Come see the experience yourself.
Yeah, that's awesome. What I also noticed during your networking is you record the speakers.
Yes.
And so this recording actually goes to your website and all the foster kids get to watch it. Am I right?
Exactly. So every month we're creating more, in essence, class lessons, right? Mm-hmm. So here's how it works in the school. Think of it like this. Imagine you were in high school and every time you showed up to school, the principal's out there handing out money because you showed up on time. Every time you engage in class, the teacher's giving you money as well. That's in essence how our school works. It's all online. It's all done through video. Our students actually get to earn Manny bucks to go to school. Every time they check in, they earn Manny bucks. They attend a class, they earn Manny bucks. They complete a class, they earn Manny bucks. They engage in class, they earn Manny bucks. And they're learning from people that are active in the industries they teach. So every interview that we're doing, we've done over 700 interviews for our platform now. They get to earn Manny bucks just to learn from somebody that's already getting the results that they want.
Yeah, and I also got to watch Les Brown from your meetings. That was an incredible experience.
Yeah, Les Brown literally has a whole class inside of our school. We've interviewed him over a dozen times now. He's one of our top contributors in our platform. He loves the idea. He loves to serve, and he just gives massive value. So our students actually can attend a Les Brown class that's got all of the interviews in chronological order.
Yeah, you have this special connection with Les Brown. And I feel like, because of the past experience, am I right, with Les Brown?
Yes. It's funny because he was my motivation to start a business. And then in 2012, I actually got to meet him in person where I told him, I'm like, you are the whole reason why I became an entrepreneur. And then a couple of years down the road, we actually collaborated on a project. He had heard that I got named one of the best by Facebook when they hit 1 million advertisers. And he was trying to getting to a certain point on Facebook. And he said, hey, let's see if that foster kid can help us out, right?
Yeah.
And so I helped him on that. I served my way to success with him. We got a massive results for that type of project. And ever since then, I've been one of his favorite people. He calls me up whenever he needs an idea out there. He wants to get more people to learn about what he's doing. and he just loves to serve our community.
Yeah, and I heard he said from one of your meetings that he really loves you. I mean, he really cares about you, Manny, and I think it's because of your character, because of how you have, really shared your experience to everyone and how you help other people. And I've watched you for many years, and I have seen you being very consistent and really brought a lot of amazing information to all of us, and also gain a lot of connections. I mean, I had you speak at the Fire Up Live last month, and the time that you have presented, I mean, you gave a lot of good information to us. It's incredible how you did it, and I'm very impressed with what you have done for the Fire Up Live. Now, I wanted to bring up, more information about you, because I know you were one of the TEDx speakers. This was this last year that you?
Yes.
Okay, so you were one of the TEDx speaker. How was that experience for you?
That was fun. I mean, I've never had a speaking opportunity like that. Like for me, I mean, I literally had to script out like 50 different bullet points that we covered. There was like 7 weeks of me going over this on video with the whole team, and then having to check off every single one of those bullet points in that talk within about 18 minutes. So very fun experience. And the whole concept is around the idea, which is I love, because I don't really like talking about myself on these like speaking things. I'd like to just kind of share value, like at Fire Up Live. I was just like, here's my process, guys. Here's how I get results. You guys don't even need to hire me for you to be able to implement this. And with this concept, it's like, you don't even get to talk about your business. You got to talk about an idea, which is like, obviously, foster care. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
How can we fix the foster care system by simply bringing education and rewarding education from people who actually know what they're talking about?
And what I heard, there's like thousands of people to go through the application just to be a TEDx speaker, and you were selected.
Yeah, there was like, I think 7 speakers out of the whole thing. And I'm like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I was able to get to there.
Yeah, I'm very, very proud of you for being in there, and I'm so happy to see you being a part of that, because I also watched your TEDx talk. I mean, you were incredible. I mean, we got to share that information to everybody so they can hear you or they can watch it. But, I think they can Google it, right? They can just go to...
If you go into YouTube and you just put TEDx Manny Lopez, I'll pop up right there at the top. It'll say from orphan to CEO in the subject.
Well, this is so amazing. We're going to take another commercial break here, Manny. But for everyone that's listening, don't go away, because we're going to learn more from Manny, how he's serving your way to success. Am I right? That's what you've done. Okay, so we will be back. I am your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and this is the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
The worst thing a homeowner can do is be without a good set of tools. Don't find yourself caught without the right tools. The Real Men of Real Estate's ultimate utility bag ensures you're equipped for any DIY task. With high-quality essentials like a hammer, measuring tape, multi-tool, and Exactac picture hanging tool housed in a sturdy bag, you'll be ready for anything. It's not a good feeling when you have to stop right in the middle of a project because you didn't have that tool that you should have had in the first place. Introducing the Real Men of Real Estate's Ultimate Utility Bag from Caliber 8. This ultimate all-around-the-house tool bag includes essentials like a non-slip grip 16-ounce claw hammer with a nail starter, which is perfect for keeping your fingers safe from getting smashed, a durable 16-foot measuring tape, which is a must in any toolkit, the Caliber 8 Multi-Max Pocket Tool, which features a 6-inch locking-style adjustable pocket wrench, 5-position wrench, 2 Phillips, and 1 flathead screwdriver, a durable stainless steel pocket knife, can and bottle opener, saw blade, an LED flashlight so you don't have to get caught in the dark, a compact toolkit small enough to fit in your glove compartment or your kitchen drawer, with a utility knife, 2 Phillips and flathead precision screwdrivers, a mini socket set, a box of wood and machine screws, needle nose pliers, wire cutters, and a driver set with flathead Phillips and Torx style bits, and the Exactac picture hanging tool, which makes picture hanging easy with no measuring required or stray holes to deal with. With everything you need conveniently packed in one sturdy bag, you'll be ready for any DIY task. Call area code 619-453-4664 or visit realmenofrealestate.com.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Marie Antoinette Waite here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, and we are here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. And don't forget that this is KCAA Radio Network. We are affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports, and we are covering over 5 million households, the greater Los Angeles. And we are on 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Anyway, let's get back to Manny. Manny, you have been amazing with the years of serving people, and you have this motto that you use, which is serving your way to success. Can you share more experience or information about that?
Sure. So serving your way to success is really about bringing value first, right? And with the way that I've attracted clients on my business, that has been the number one way that I've brought in my best clients. What I do is I find people who are already influential to the market I want to reach, and I collaborate with them. I join their programs, I speak on their stages, I become part of their community where I give as much value as I possibly can, right? And that's why people like Les Brown loves what I do. The people I speak on their stages, they love what I do because I like to give as much as I can on the front end. You got to take kind of the notes on this as entrepreneurs. If you want to attract more clients in your business, do that. Find the people who already have access to your clients and become part of their community. You may join their programs. You may sponsor their events, right? Think of things where you can bring value to them so they bring value to you, right? That's the idea of serving first. So when I look at kind of how I bring in clients, referral networking is one of the best ways to do that, because you find people that have the community you want to access. Because think about it, right? If I look at Les Brown as an example, okay, he's got over 1 million followers on Facebook alone. If I was to try and build relationships with those people to attract them to my business, what would be easier? Would it be easier for me to go try and connect with every single one of those people, build relationships from scratch, or actually connect with Les Brown, who then promotes me to his network? It's been far more effective to get Les Brown to love what I do. So now he puts a stamp of approval on my business. And the same concept that you have in your business, you guys watching right now or listening right now, you have a specialty. You have an audience that you serve that you get the best results with. Well, who has access to your audience? What books are they reading? What people do they follow? Who do they follow online? Figure out who is like the top 10 people in those industries and get into their communities. Join their programs, sponsor their events, find ways to get the attention of the person at the top of that list. That's been my goal. I made a list years ago of saying, who has my clients? Who has access to the people that I should be doing business with? And I figured out that speakers, coaches, authors, consultants, and service providers, that's my market. That's who I get the best results with in my business. So I said, who do they listen to? Who do they follow? Who are they investing in? I need to be with them. I need to be next to those people. So that's what I did. I found people like Les Brown, like Caleb Maddox, like Greg Reed, the people that have access to my community. I served them. I became part of their community. So they told everybody about what I did.
Okay, so they really have to learn who they want to target when it comes to expanding their network and creating a referral network for their business. And so is that something that you teach them or help them, Manny? I mean, because some
Definitely.
people sometimes it just doesn't click in their head that who they're gonna go after. But I think by attending your networking meetings and you having them have access to you, I mean, is that something that you can help them with?
Definitely. So, as an example, if they do business with entrepreneurs, they should be at my events. Plain and
Okay.
simple. Everybody at my event is an entrepreneur. They do business with entrepreneurs. They're usually solopreneurs. So, they're speakers, coaches, authors, consultants, and service providers. If that is your market, you should be at my events. So, I always start with something completely free that they can access. This is why I give out the secret sauce. 97% of the time, they're not going to take much action without you. So stop being afraid to sharing your secret sauce. So many people want to hide their greatness
Yeah.
behind these programs and courses that nobody's buying. I can go on YouTube right now and I can watch a billionaire interview a billionaire completely free, right? This is why information is completely invaluable unless it's actually applied. So I give out the secret sauce. I say, hey, you guys can meet my network completely free. Come out to my events. You can register. All you have to do is register for my events, like my 833-404-4491 phone number. You guys can simply text that, the keyword register, and you can get access to my events completely free. It's an easy way to say, oh, I want to see how cool Manny's network is. What kind of people do they bring out? Is it somebody I can actually do business with? And I reject, I would say, about 80% of the applicants that come through my network. I don't do business with everybody, right? I find the right audience that I know I can get results with because I'm literally going to put my name on you to say, hey, this person is somebody you guys should be doing business with. That's my referral network. I literally will promote you to my thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs that we have in my community to bring you referrals. And I do that simply by first having you experience it completely free. If you like what you see, we have a conversation and there's a way for us to do business together where I will personally work with you to bring you clients, to bring you leads, to bring you referrals. So this way you have a whole marketing arm literally every single month, multiple times a month. I can bring you people that will say, hey, I'm interested in potentially doing business with you. Let's have a conversation. As long as you could show up and follow up, I can do the rest.
Yeah. Well, part of it, I mean, I've applied that for my own business, Manny, but I think, I am very careful of who I associate myself because, it is your name. You got to be sure that they are legit, that they are reliable, that they have good reputation. So I am very careful of who I associate with. And so I do a lot of vetting. And I think with your format, with the networking, we get to know people first because we get to network and then they get to speak and present their information, and I'm sure that before they even get to that point you've already done some vetting on yourself to make sure that they are legit too.
I have over 1,000 people that are on my blacklist. Let's just put it that way, where they did not
That's a
cut the
lot of
mustard.
people.
They just get, boom, you're unsubscribed. Like all of my invites are done via text. So if I have any inclination that you're not doing good business, you're not out there to serve first, you're not checking off the boxes for me, you go immediately into the blacklist. That number is probably about 1,500 now. I've been saying 1,000 for quite a while, but it's just constant where every event, there's at least a couple people that I'm like, they're just not doing it the right way. Like I give them
Yeah.
a chance to introduce themselves to my community. I don't put like a spotlight on them until I've vetted you. Like you can't be a network of influence member unless you've been personally vetted by me. There's not like some online qualifier that checks off the boxes and you guys can sign up. You have to literally get on calls with me. I'm asking you a bunch of questions. I'm going to grill you. I'm going to be like, okay, show me your results. Show me your testimonials. Show me you actually have results in this process. All right. Show me what you're giving out for free so people can learn about that. If everything is behind a paywall, you're not going to get approved to hang out in my community.
Well, is it still possible after you go through the vetting and making sure everything is, according to your standard, but is it still possible that there could be a business person that would be, unethical or they've done something that's not right for the people? I mean, how do you deal with that when that happens again?
I personally get involved in some of those. That's happened before where a client comes to me and says, Manny, I did business with this person. I'm not getting a response, or I'm not getting what I was promised, and I will get in the middle of it and I will say, hey, what's going on? We need to get on calls together. So if it's more like a, one and done.
Mm-hmm.
If you have one issue in my community, because people come to me all the time with their feedback. Manny, I did business with this person. Manny, I had a follow-up call with this person. Manny, I had a conversation with this person. Here's what they're promising me. Here's what they're trying to sell me. And if there's one problem in my community, I will cut you off very quickly. This is why my blacklist is so long, because you're either doing business the right way or you're out. And don't allow selling right off the bat. They have to build the relationships. They have to get on calls. That's been one of my best filters, is when speakers come to me and say, Manny, I have to sell an offer on your stage, or I can't get on the stage. I'm like, all right, bye. Like, if you're not willing to follow up and build relationships person to person, if you're sending people to a recorded webinar, or you're sending them to your salespeople, that's just not going to be a good fit. There's a very specific mold that I look for, and it's all done through experience. I've had many years where I'm constantly putting people on my stages, and I'm like, man, I should have never done that. That was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
My people are not going to do business with that person. So it's become a really good filtering process the way I do it now. But at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So, but when there's an issue, it's got to be resolved, or it's one and done.
Yeah. I mean, I think
on my stages
I think a lot of people fail on really the completion of their deliverables, because I have heard from many people that I'm connected to where, someone charged this much and they only got this. But what was the promise? What was the deliverables that they have given you? Was it stated? Was it in contract? Was it written? So sometimes, the problem's in both sides, because they didn't do the right thing for creating that agreement. And then that's what happens when there's a lot of miscommunication, because they didn't put things in place. So you have to really watch who did what, right? And as a organizer or someone in your position, you have to always make sure that you understand both sides, to make sure that where the problem is coming from. But anyway, Manny, we're gonna take another commercial break here, and we're gonna have one more segment with you. And everyone out there, I hope you're learning from Manny Lopez, and there's more to come. So stay with us, and we will be right back.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
The worst thing a homeowner can do is be without a good set of tools. Don't find yourself caught without the right tools. The Real Men of Real Estate's ultimate utility bag ensures you're equipped for any DIY task. With high-quality essentials like a hammer, measuring tape, multi-tool, and X-Acto picture hanging tool housed in a sturdy bag, you'll be ready for anything. With everything you need conveniently packed in one sturdy bag, you'll be ready for any DIY task. Call area code 619-453-4664 or visit realmenofrealestate.com.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Wade, and we're continuing our conversation with Manny Lopez. And so, Manny, it looks like you have such a successful program for a lot of the business people that you're connected to. And I am one of your connections for many years, and I have admired you for what you have done. And, I remember there's some people that, would say something about you, but I don't think that they truly understand who you are. And sometimes people jump into conclusion and they make their accusations or whatever. But, I always look at my own research and my own observation and my own common sense when I connect with people. Is there consistency? Is there a legit reason why they were saying that? And I'm always making sure that I give people a chance to really understand who they are. And so I take my time and I get to know people. And for many, many years that I've known you, Manny, I got to know you how much you care for people and how much you care for the foster care kids. And that's truly remarkable of who you are. And I know you're a family man too. Tell me about your family and how are you, I mean, how is it that you are able to incorporate your business with your family life?
I mean, to be honest, entrepreneurship was the whole reasoning behind building what I have with my family. Because working 9 to 5 jobs, I was always like spending so much time at work. I was coming in at like 6 in the morning, leaving at 7 o'clock at night. I'd work weekends, we'd working holidays. And as an entrepreneur, I just felt like I can actually decide my own time. Mm-hmm. And family is huge for me because that is my whole purpose. I mean, when I met my wife in high school, we're now going on 20 years together.
Wow.
Sweethearts. We have 3 beautiful kids together. My oldest is turning 18 in 3 days. And I want to be the present father. I always talked about this as, I want to be field trip daddy. I want to be like the only dad that's going on the field trips because there's not really a lot of that. You don't see that a lot. And I even had times where I've had people that wanted to invest in my company and partner up with me and told me that they would invest this much. But this is what you got to do. For the next couple of years, you're going to be on stages everywhere and you're never going to see your family. You see them once every couple. I'm like, cancel that. No, I'd rather control my own time. Like I work from home now as much as I can. My daughter thought it was so weird that I was going to speak at your event. She's like, what do you mean? Daddy's going to work? Like your work is right here in your computer. But she was like, what are you talking about? Because I hadn't spoken on stages for so long. And that's, I would say, my favorite part about being an entrepreneur is to control my time, to go be able to pick up my kids from school, to take them to where they need to go, to have that quality time with them so they can grow up knowing their dad was there, not understanding, oh, dad's just a paycheck. I don't know who he is. I want to be able to have those conversations with them. I want to be able to have that time where we can look back and see just memories of experiences together because I can turn on and off my business. And people think it's weird. Like I've always told myself, if that person really wants to do business with me, they'll understand family time. But yeah. I didn't realize I had my calendar open on my wife's birthday, which is just a couple of days from now. And I'm going to reach out to all these people that have calendar invites and meeting schedule. I'm like, hey, it's my wife's birthday. I'm completely booked. We're going to have to reschedule to another time. If they're not willing to reschedule, boom, they're going to the blacklist, right? So they have to understand that family is first. It's always first. When somebody
that's something I know about you, Manny, because we had an event, I think it was last year, that you couldn't really attend because of your daughter. It was her birthday, and I get it, but I understand it's a hard decision to make for a lot of people, but you make it happen for your family. And how old are your kids now?
My oldest is going to be 18. My middle son, he's 15. And my daughter's 9. She's going to be 10 this year.
Wow, that is so beautiful. And I always hear you say, after our meeting, it's like, okay, I got to go. I have a date with my wife.
Day night every Thursday. It's consistent. That's been like 4 years running right now for us to be, and that's like my wife's favorite time of the week. I ask her all the time, I'm like, what are you looking forward most to this week? She's like, date night. So, that quality time is what we're actually going to remember. I've never heard of anybody down the road when they're 80 years old and on their deathbed saying, man, I wish I would have just worked more hours. I wish I would have put in more. No, they always regret putting so much time into their life and business. Like I could be way farther in life in business right now if I focused on business first, but I am exactly where I want to be. And I'm happy where I'm at because I can serve all of the people I want to serve. I do business with all the people I want to do business with. And I can turn on and off the business whenever I'd like because there's something I need to do with family. Like Here's an example that really stuck with me that people were like blown away at. A couple of years ago, this was probably 2015, 2016, somewhere around there, I got invited to a dinner. And they had a billionaire there, a former president of the United States was there, and I was going to be at that same table. And they're like, Manny, we want you to be there. We want you to talk about your projects and what you're working on. And I was like, oh man, this is a great opportunity. This is, heck yeah, I want to be there. And they told me the date. It was November 7th. And I was like, nope, it's my son's birthday. Not going to go. They're like, what are you talking about, Manny? We'll pay for your seat. We'll do this and da-da-da. I'm like, it's my son's birthday. My son will remember the day that his father was not there for his birthday. But those people at that table will never remember me. Maybe down the road if I made such an impact, but the last thing I would want is my son to at some point say my dad was not there because he had a business dinner. Never going to happen. And that was my deciding moment where I knew I was in the right mindset of business, that no matter what, I'm never going to miss an important day for my family because of a business meeting.
Well, Manny, we have a couple of minutes here. I want you to quickly just give your last words to our audience and tell them how they can get a hold of you too. Okay, go ahead.
Definitely. Well, I want to leave them with this quote because this is what I live by. And it's a quote I found. I still have no idea who said it, but this was something that impacted me and it still does today. And that is, I believe that we are all created for greatness, not mediocrity, that we are to live our lives accordingly, striving to be agents of change as we attempt to leave this world a better place than we found it. That goes to all of you listening right now. Find something that drives your passion, something that is bigger than you could possibly think to achieve, and go after that and use entrepreneurship as a vehicle to be able to open up opportunities, open up relationships, and open up ways that you could create solutions around these challenges of life, because we all have something that we know is wrong in this world that we should fix. For me, that's kids in foster care and the challenges that they have to go through. For you, look at your life and what you can do to make an impact. And if you want me to help you along that journey, just send me a text. My number that goes to me directly, 833-404-4491. Don't have an assistant that manages my communication. So you want to ask me a question, you're going to see me responding to you. I look forward to serving you your way to success.
Wow. Thank you so much, Manny, for being here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. And so you all heard from Manny. Make sure that you connect with him. And don't forget, we're going to be here next week at 3 o'clock Sunday here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. And I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we will see you next week. Bye now.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
The most diversified radio station on the dial, KCAA.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? Well, what would you do if you have a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's way too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times, addiction treatment is fully covered. So why not use your